Happy Saturday. How's it going this Saturday? Keeping it real. Always gonna keep it real. I was thinking about something I heard the other day, yesterday actually. And the young lady was talking about personal development. And she was saying that, once she started her personal development journey, it made her look at herself as a whole and go back and revisit situations. And if you're a parent, it makes you look at the way you were parenting differently as well. And it kind of looked like an aha to me yesterday. And I was like, because I'm looking at other areas of my life and things that I could have did differently, but I didn't know. I didn't have the tools that I'm gaining now. And I'm looking back, I'm like, man, I could have did that differently. I probably wasn't the best parent. I did the best that I could. And so when I think about that, I think about all my relationships and stuff. But I do think about my children, because that's number one. And I think about my relationship with them and how it could have been better had I been present. Because sometimes you can be in the house and just not be present. And when you're going through things and you have all this stuff going on internally, you really are not fully present. I'm speaking for myself. I wasn't really fully present, right? And in that, there are things that happened that I just, was just kind of numb to. Like, you give them these devices, these computers, these games, game systems, and just try to, go play, go do that. It's like anything, just, kind of like get out of your way, right? Sounds a little ugly, but true. It's my truth. So when I think about that, I think about, wow. So I wonder, and you wonder why your kids, when they get older, you wonder why they don't really communicate well with you, or maybe not others. Like, they're just stuck over here in their own little private world, and you're not really communicating with them. You're not asking them anything. You're not talking to them. And so I revisit that in my mind, and I'm like, wow, I could have did things differently. Because when you want them to open up, it takes so much sometimes, because you're not fully there and you're not really, aware of that. Maybe just me. And so what came to my mind was, and I got some stuff I want to read. It's called conscious parenting. So conscious parenting. I was looking it up. I'm like, okay, because I want to get the verbiage right. I want to get, the things that I need so I can, have better communication skills with my young adults, right? And so it says, teach your child communication skills. During communication, the tone and the attitude should not sound distant or sarcastic. What do you want? What do you want now? Because they're just like, man, you just building a wall up, and eventually they're not going to tell you anything or talk to you at all about nothing important. And create a peaceful and encouraging environment. Be your child's role model, right? Practice a routine, establish daily routine, and practice freedom, practice love, and follow a creative life flow. So I'm just looking at some things that I could possibly have done differently, if I could possibly do differently now, right? And I also really want to give you the definition of personal growth and personal development, right? So personal growth and personal development is the desire of becoming a better version of yourself on all fronts. It's about improving your habits, behaviors, actions, reactions. For example, overcoming procrastination, changing your mindset, and learning how to deal with your emotions. So me as a parent, if I don't know how to deal with my emotions, how am I teaching my children how to deal with their emotions? If I get mad and I don't want to talk and I want to go in my room and slam my door, and I'm teaching them that this is okay, and they are eventually going to do the same thing. So you can talk all day long. They're going to do whatever they see you do. So actions speak louder than words, right? And I thought about that, and I was like, wow. So, okay. Could have did that. I could have did a lot of stuff differently. And this personal development, it makes me look at me. It makes me look at different things in different areas that I really was kind of like oblivious to, wasn't really even thinking about, because I was so consumed in relationships and other people, so I kind of lost myself and lost everything in just focusing on things that were not important, right? At the end of the day, because people are gonna come and go, and your children are always there. And so those are things that I look at I'm like, man, I could have did that differently. I could have did a lot of stuff differently. And communication is so important. It is. You have to be able to communicate properly, right? And if you don't do that, or you don't know how to do that, how are you able to teach your children how to do that, right? So that is that's some stuff, that's some things that I was looking at, and I know I need to, kind of like, you can't change what's happening. You do the best that you have with the information that you have, right? So to revisit that, it's, just kind of like putting it out there. Do you want to talk? If anytime you want to, it's just kind of like, approaching it differently, trying to uncondition the conditional behaviors that have been taught, right? And so just really looking at my life and my relationships as a whole, and just learning how to be more present and know how to have carefrontation, not confrontations. So that's something that I really was thinking about yesterday, like just really, approaching things and people and situations and in a different way, because you know what you know, and when you don't know, right? But when you know better, you're supposed to do better. You should do better. So I was thinking about that today, and I'm like, wow, I could have did a lot of stuff differently. And when you're going through things, you don't really see it because you're in this, it's like you're in a fog. I felt like I was in a fog for years, like in a fog, and I didn't really know, wasn't aware. And sometimes that can happen when you're not, when you have not done the self-work, and you're not, whole and complete. And then you got kids that are counting on you to be there, and you just think because you're there in the house that you're present, but you might just be there and not really be present, right? For a long time, I was not present. And so that's really what brought about the safe zone. So the safe zone is a place where the kids can share their thoughts and their opinions and not be judged, not be criticized or ridiculed or anything like that. And that's why it's so important. This is why it's so important, because sometimes they may not be comfortable talking to, their parents. I'm not saying that it's right, but just to have someone to talk to. If my child does not say anything to me, he talks to another adult, I have no problem with that, just as long as you get it out and you express yourself and let somebody know what's going on, because I think that when you're not aware and you're not present and you're always brushing them off, don't want to be bothered, then you kind of like build this relationship where they feel like they can't come to you. They don't want to come to you because you're not listening to them. Like, people want to be heard. They want to be seen, and they want to be heard. They want to be loved. They want to be accepted. These are things that they want and that they need, especially at a young age. It's so important. Now, if I could do it all over again, I'd be the best, because I get all the tools now. But sometimes it don't work like that, right? And it's okay. But going forward, once you gain the knowledge, you gain the information, you can do it differently, right? So that's kind of what I was thinking about yesterday. And I'm like, man, I got to look at, it makes you look at all areas, right? There are things, there are reactions, there are things that I just don't, no, I don't have to do that. I don't want to do that, right? And sometimes you don't understand what it is, but people have issues that they have not resolved. And I realized that I had things that weren't resolved, and it came out. Because what's on the inside comes out on the outside through your actions, through your words, like they do, right? And so I was thinking about that, and I was like, and a lot of times, I know that I am still work in progress. I do know that. But I'm so much more aware than I've ever been in my life. And I am enjoying anything that's going to grow me personally, personal development and personal growth. That is my new journey. Any kind of courses, classes, books, anything that I can do to help me be better personally in all the areas, I am there for, and I will definitely I will continue to do that. Because it's a really freeing thing about it. I can't describe the word. It's just real. It's awesome. It is. To be aware, right? Because sometimes we're just not aware. I was not aware. I didn't know. when I wasn't, this stuff is out here and it's available. And had all this not been going on, I wouldn't have taken the time to venture out and see these things and start working on myself, start doing these videos with the homework assignment with Lisa, start doing those videos and having conversations, because she'll give you like different little tasks to do. And before you know it, you're opening up doors and communication with your family and friends and stuff that you wouldn't normally consider doing, right? Because we get so consumed in ourselves and social media and everything like that, so we don't really have conversations and communication like we should. So just really trying to bring communication back, healthy communication, healthy confrontation, not confrontation, and just really listening to understand, not listening to just reply. So I'm just so much more aware than I was ever before, and I am definitely still work in progress, and I am excited about this journey, and I'm excited about life, and I'm just wanted to come on here and share my aha, my nugget, my breakthrough moment that I experienced the other day. It's really self-aware, really a lot of self-awareness. Personal development is an awesome experience. I advise anybody to take time for you, right? We're always there for everybody else. We got to take time for ourselves, right? In order for you to be a better person, a better whatever for somebody else. You got to work on yourself first. So that's all I wanted to come on here and drop and share. Keeping it real. Always going to keep it real till next time. Peace, love, and hair grease.